Meera smiled. Was it? Beneath its walls he saw tents of many colors, bright banners cracking in the wind, and knights in mail and plate on bar-dead horses. He smelled roasting meats and heard the sound of laughter and the blare of heralds' trumpets. A great tourney was about to commence, and champions from all over the land had come to contest it. The king himself was there with his son, the Dragon Prince. The White Swords had come to welcome a new brother to their ranks. The Storm Lord was on hand, and the Rose Lord as well. The great Lion of the Rock had quarreled with the king, and stayed away, but many of his bannermen and knights attended all the same. The crannogman had never seen such pageantry, and knew he might never see the like again. Part of him wanted nothing so much as to be part of it. Bran knew that feeling well enough. When he'd been little, all he had ever dreamed of was being a knight. But that had been before he fell and lost his legs. The daughter of the great castle reigned as queen of love and beauty when the tourney opened. 5 champions had sworn to defend her crown. Her 4 brothers of Harrenhal, and her famous uncle, a white knight of the Kingsguard. Was she a fair maid? She was, said Meera, hopping over a stone, but there were others fairer still. One was the wife of the Dragon Prince, who'd brought a dozen lady companions to attend her. The knights all begged them for favors to tie about their lances. This isn't going to be one of those love stories, is it? Bran asked suspiciously. Hodor doesn't like those so much. Hodor, said Hodor agreeably. He likes the stories where the knights fight monsters. Sometimes the knights are the monsters, Bran. The little crannogman was walking across the field, enjoying the warm spring day and harming none when he was set upon by 3 squires. They were none older than 15, yet even so they were bigger than him, all 3. This was their world as they saw it, and he had no right to be there. They snatched away his spear and knocked him to the ground, cursing him for a frog-eater. Were they Walders? It sounded like something little Walder Frey might have done. None offered a name, but he marked their faces well, so he could revenge himself upon them later. They shoved him down every time he tried to rise and kicked him when he curled up on the ground. But then they heard a roar. That's my father's man you're kicking, howled the she-wolf. A wolf on 4 legs, or 2? 2, said Meera. The she-wolf laid into the squires with a tawny sword, scattering them all. The crannogman was bruised and bloodied, so she took him back to her lair to clean his cuts and bind them up with linen. There he met her pack brothers, the wild wolf who led them, the quiet wolf beside him, and the pup who was youngest of the 4. That evening there was to be a feast in Harrenhal to mark the opening of the tourney, and the she-wolf insisted that the lad attend. He was of high birth, with as much a right to a place on the bench as any other man. She was not easy to refuse, this wolf-maid, so he let the young pup find him, garb suitable to a king's feast, and went up to the great castle. Under Harren's roof he ate and drank with the wolves and many of their sworn swords, besides barrow-down men and moose and bears and mermen. The Dragon Prince sang a song so sad it made the wolf-maid sniffle, but when her pup brother teased her for crying, she poured wine over his head. A black brother spoke, asking the knights to join the night's watch. The Storm Lord drank down the Knight of Skulls and Kisses in a wine-cup war. The crannogman saw a maid with laughing purple eyes dance with a white sword, a red snake, and the Lord of Griffins, and lastly with the quiet wolf, but only after the wild wolf spoke to her on behalf of a brother too shy to leave his bench. Amidst all this merriment, the little crannogman speed the 3 squires who'd attacked him. One served a pitchfork knight, one a porcupine, while the last attended a knight with 2 towers on his surcoat. A Sigilal crannogman know well. The phrase, said Bran. The phrase of the crossing. Then, as now, she agreed.